Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And before I get this video started, or the topic of discussion in this video, I wanted to inform you guys that T-Mobile is presenting at the Moffett-Nathanson conference this upcoming week, May 19th. And, Cable Craig, he'll be there, and I'm sure there's going to be some good questions. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I'll be tuned in. And then, of course, I'll give you guys updates if there's any interesting updates during that conference. So what I wanted to discuss in today's video is something interesting that I've been noticing, which I think could be a big, huge opportunity for T-Mobile. So I've been scrolling through the comment section of all my videos, and I'm noticing a trend. Now, again, this could be considered anecdotal because I don't have a massive survey, or I don't have, mass scale comments to go by. But what I'm noticing is the consumer that's commenting on my video, they're commenting telling me Verizon's customer service is bad and their pricing is too high. Those are two of the negatives that they're effectively letting me know in the comment section. And then after further interaction, they are telling me that they've already went shopping for another carrier, and that most of them ended up on T-Mobile. Some went to AT&T, but most of them ended up on T-Mobile. And then they immediately interact back with me and they say, customer service, way better and way better pricing, which is what most consumers should be seeing and noticing. T-Mobile is still cheaper and they offer better deals. You can get third line for free, 20% off. You can get YouTube TV, 50% off. I mean, the deals are there in abundance with T-Mobile. Now, what they're immediately noticing, and this is from simple interaction, this is not me going above and beyond or asking any poll or surveys. This is just basic interaction in the comment section. They're telling me they immediately noticed the compromise that they had to make with the network. So they report back and say that customer service is way better on T-Mobile. They get much better pricing, but they've immediately noticed the compromise they had to make on the network. Dropped calls, coverage gaps, with the understanding, or at least the consumer would like to believe, that T-Mobile is going to improve and get better. So it's starting to sound to me like, and again, like I said, this is just anecdotal, potentially, because I don't have this at mass scale. But what I'm starting to get from that is the consumer seems to be willing to make that compromise long term. So it looks like Verizon's customer service and pricing is so out of touch now with the consumer that they are willing to go with T-Mobile for better customer service and better pricing, and they're willing to make the compromise long term on the inferior network. The reason I say inferior, because if you have dropped calls and you still have coverage gaps, to me, that's an inferior product in your area. That means there is another company that you can go to get that better product, or better network, I should say. So this is a huge opportunity for T-Mobile to strike in a big way, because now I don't know if there's market data for that or market analysis, but it's looking like customers and consumers are willing now to make that compromise to stick around for the better customer service and better pricing. So now you kind of have to put yourself in that position. You got to kind of say, what gives? Is Verizon going to have to make that market correction and fix their customer service? Or, because I don't think they're going to change their pricing. I don't think there is enough pressure in the market yet for Verizon to lower their pricing. Right? This upcoming week, we will get the official news that Verizon went up in pricing for business. And we don't know for sure, but the consumer side could go up too in pricing. But I don't see them lowering that at all, for the simple fact that not enough customers are being pulled away from Verizon. Could that change? Sure. That's why I said this is now an open opportunity for T-Mobile to attack. Marketing blitz. Go crazy on marketing. Digitally, everything. Throw everything at the consumer base or towards the consumer. The price lock, the cheaper price, the home internet bundled $30 with Magenta Max. Throw it all at the consumer so that way they can have it in their mind when they do get ticked off with Verizon's customer service and their higher pricing, that it's already in their mind. Okay, I need to go look at T-Mobile and I need to shop with them to see what they're all about. The plan, the pricing, and they will find that the plans and the pricing and the customer service are going to be better at T-Mobile. That's what I'm seeing in my comment section after just very little interaction. And the consumer seems to be patient enough, like I said, to take that compromise with the hopeful understanding that T-Mobile is going to improve that. And eventually they will. Eventually, if they grab enough share in any given market, they will see that, in the statistics, and the engineers will say, okay, they'll get with the business side and they'll say, hey, we're starting to see, or with the executive team, hey, we're starting to see a lot of growth in this market. We're going to need more funding to build out, to close these coverage gaps. And that's the part where I say extensive coverage, right? I had a comment earlier actually that said, yeah, they cover the pop, but as soon as I go 20 miles east of here, I don't have service. And that's what I meant by extensive coverage. You can cover the pop all day long. You could put one tower up and it covers the population within that town. But are you going to have service on those back roads is what's most important to that specific customer that you're targeting in that smaller market. So let me know what you think about this, right? I just wanted to put this out on this Sunday, letting you guys know that I'm noticing that consumers are willing to make that compromise. In the past, that didn't seem to be much of the case because the competition was just so much worse, right? And when I do say make that they accept the compromise, it's because T-Mobile is a lot better now. So the gaps and the drop calls are far less. If we backtrack 2015, 2014, around that time frame, maybe even further, that was a huge issue for T-Mobile. I used T-Mobile as a primary back then, and I even switched. I couldn't do it. There's only so much compromise a consumer is willing to take. If you get on a call, every single call, and you drop, or you have a blocked call, or the quality just sounds robotic, you're going to take notice. And over time, it's going to push you out and push you towards another carrier. But in this case, it's looking like T-Mobile is good enough now to where, like I said, the consumer's willing to make that compromise, hoping that those few gaps that still exists, and maybe the 1 to 2 times that the call drops, gets fixed in the future. Now, if that still remains an issue a year, maybe 2 from now, then yeah, that could be potentially another case for that consumer to start looking elsewhere again or go back to the other carrier. But I've had comments that say, I do not want to do any dealings with Verizon anymore. So we'll see the outcome. We'll see what happens. I'll keep further checking my comment section in the future to kind of see what I can pick out of there. But like you saw with the home internet, I started seeing more and more and more comments saying that gaming is not great. A lot of lag, a lot of, people wish there was port forwarding open NAT type, which T-Mobile doesn't have. So I started seeing that quite a bit. And now the same with these comments that the consumer is saying they're starting to make the compromise for T-Mobile for the better customer service and the better pricing. So let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. I look forward to reading your comments. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the channel. Follow my social media outlets for more updates and interactions. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.